Hey everybody, it's July 8th, 2016. I look a little different. My hair all started falling out, so I shaved. My beard was super patchy, so I shaved it off. And Brian cut my hair down, so it's a little bit better and a little more, a little less, well, more crazy, I guess, but a little less crazy too. It's a little out of control today. Anyway, everything's falling out everywhere, so that's all gonna go soon, and that is what it is. But feeling pretty good. Getting ready to do. I'm in the hospital now, so I'm back in the hospital for round two or 1B, depending on what you want to call it, or which doctor you talk to. And as of now, I feel good, but it's a totally different set of chemicals, so we'll see how I respond to them, and hopefully I come back as quickly in this round as I did the last one. My platelets are at 192,000, which is pretty much normal. That's what they were. It was right. That's right around what my normal is. I said around 200,000, I think, if I remember right. So that's back. My neutrophils are at 2,800. That's more than a lot of normal people that are not immunosuppressed would have. So I came back quick. The doctors basically told me that it may or may not happen again. It may happen every time. They're not sure. But I came back quicker than anyone really expected. And now I'm back in to have those numbers get knocked down again. Anyway, a couple of people have asked me why I was suddenly was fairly chipper last week. I was a mess until the middle of last week, and really just could not wrap my head around the whole situation. And finally got a day alone with the doctors when nobody was there, and nobody was there with me, and just started like pounding them with questions and like breaking out all the info I had and getting a timeline from them and helping kind of establish my timeline of what things were, because I didn't know yet, and found out some info that kind of changed my perspective on things. So I'll give you the timeline. In late April, I did my annual physical, and there was a complete blood count. Everything was totally normal. On May 30th, about a week or two later, I had another blood draw for another thing, and the doctor was like, hey, you should pay attention to this. Your platelets are about 100, 120,000. So you should pay attention. May just be maybe nothing. Maybe you're a little sick. Maybe you had a few too many beers over the weekend, or maybe it's something serious. So you should get it checked out. Anyway, nobody was panicking. I was going on my trip the next weekend. So I went on my trip. And that was when June 6th, I had my first symptom while I was on my motorcycle ride. And then June 10th, I had my leukemia diagnosis, and my platelets were at 40K at that point. So between May 30th and June 10th, I had gone from 100,000 platelets to 40K. Between late April and June 10th, I had gone from completely normal 200-ish thousand platelets to 40,000. So this next one is where it gets interesting. On June 16th, I had my bone marrow biopsy. I went home, and I got a text message inviting me to compete in a Giants Live contest. That's like qualify for World's Strongest Man. And I had been training ass off in hopes of getting that invite. I was actually, that day, if I hadn't just come from the doctor, I'd have signed up. That contest would have been a week and a half later. So on June 16th, I got invited to this contest. On June 17th, I was admitted to the hospital with leukemia, and my platelets were at 24K. 1 week later was the Giants Live contest. So if I'd have competed, my platelets at that rate my platelets dropped to 10K the weekend that I was admitted. So by the time I would have taken the week off, wouldn't have trained, would have made it through, would have flown in, competed, and probably would have died on the floor in front of friends and family. So like June 26th was the day I was supposed to die. I don't believe in fate or anything. I don't believe in anything like that. I do believe in random chance, and I believe in probabilities. And so, I feel like in a lot of ways, I got kind of lucky. There was a bullet aimed right at me, and one way or another, I ended up in the hospital instead of, dead on the floor in front of a bunch of my friends. I'm pretty happy about that. So anyway, that's where the perspective shift came from. Still terrified, not real happy with the scenario. On the whole, wish it was, I was joking with the doctors today. I was like, wish I'd never met any of you, but you're all great and kicking ass. So they seem to think that was a pretty funny comment. But sorry, just kicked the computer. Anyway, so that's it. I'm back in the hospital. So far, other than being seriously fatigued and having like absolutely restricted lifestyle, not so bad. Haven't felt too terrible. But we'll see how round two goes. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great time.